Line just to bring the moisture down a little bit. That's why you see our flag wavers out there, Mike Gerlach, Mario George and Steve George down here on the start-finish line. So we're getting ready now. Cars now have been fired up. The 2005-2006 Speedcar Super Series Grand Final is only moments away. 30 long laps. Proudly presented tonight by All Transport Crash.
Yes, just very quickly as the cars are being pushed off. Local rookie driver Mike Grundy in the South Australia 24 car, the white car just going down the back straight now past the family stand. Of course, the name Grundy is also heavily involved with football. Mike Grundy is the father of Heath Grundy, who plays for the Sydney Swans. So there's a little bit of trivia for this one, Matt Naulty.
So they're starting to come into the Speedway side of things. Good to see. Nothing like the sound of a speed car on the full noise down into turn one. It's sensational. What a great place to run speed cars, this Speedway City. I know you talk to a lot of the drivers and they say the same thing, that this place is an independent speedway and should run like a massive speed car event here. And these guys love it. It's level playing field for everybody concerned.
Yes, that's right. Not too much data in the bank for most of these teams because the Australian title hasn't been running for a couple of years. So that's the last time a lot of these guys would have even seen this place. So would have learned a lot during the heat races. Now they've got 30 laps to make it right.
Cars are now forming up into position behind the Legend Electronics pace car. Front line of Clarke and Pickens. Who's going to take this 30-lap main event home tonight? Pick out your favourite driver and salute them. 30 long laps. Pickens just sussing the top line of the speedway here. Billiard table for these guys. The Legend Electronics pace car, Paul's infield. We are on a start lap. The grand final, the 2005-2006 Speedcar Super Series. Round 6 at Speedway City. Up to the white line. Green. Clarke gets on it nice and early down to turn 1. Brown asks the question already as they hit the back straight away. Half a lap old. The two Brecker Valvoline cars down into turn 3 for the first time. But the early leader coming out of 4 is the number 9 of Clarke. Second is Pickens, back to Brown. It'll be Young, Cooper, then Weesey back there as well. Oh, Draney almost went around halfway through turn 1 and 2 as they hit the back straight away now. But we're one lap old as they come out of turn 4, and your leader is Adam Clarke.
Yes, he certainly is as he goes through turn number 1 and 2. Michael Pickens in the second spot, then it's Mark Brown. Rounding up the top 3, great battle developing further back in the pack between Troy Jordan and also Nathan Smee. In fact, both those two cars making contact in turn number 3, but they both continue on. But our leader is still Adam Clarke and pulling away. As he heads down the back straight away, the order is Clarke. Then we go to Pickens. Then it's the 42 of Mark Brown. Then our gun of the 6 of Matt Young. Then it's the 7 of Mark Cooper and the 5 of Ben Weesey. Then the battling threesome of the 73 of Edge, also the 2 of Draney, and also Darren Jenkins also involved in that battle. Another lap down in the books. Our leaders are now in lap traffic as they put a lap down on Royce Wandin and also the 24.
Yellows.
We've got a car around. It looks like it could be the 11 of Troy Jordan.
It is.
So the yellow lights out, 5 laps down. In fact,
Don't know what happened down there. I was watching that battle as you were watching too in turn 2. But Flash Jordan has parked it right in the middle of turn 3 and 4, bringing this race down to a yellow light situation, 5 laps old. But Adam Clarke and Michael Pickens out there in the 2 New Zealand Seamount Racing entries. Well, starting to show a clean set of hills to the rest of this field. But now that's all evaporated because now we're going to have lap cars at the back. Maybe get this number 11 car back underway. They've pushed it towards the infield in turn 3. But you're right, they come up on the back of Royce Wandin after 4 laps, then move through a Mike Grundy.
One driver that's picked up quite a few spots is the Queensland 2 of Grant Draney inside the top 8 now after starting at position number 12. And don't forget, he didn't actually turn a lap in heat competition tonight. So he's having his first look at the track during this feature event and looking very good in the early stages.
Certainly is. I've been very impressed with young Ben Weesey in the back there too. Grant Draney coming through the field as well. A few South Aussies out there too to figure in this race as Troy Jordan gets pushed away. The Edbank Ford, number 11 from Victoria. But have a look at this team formation at the front. That is just an outstanding team.
It certainly is. Just to get one car at the front, it's a huge effort to have 2 cars of that calibre running at the front of a field with the likes of the competition here tonight. It's just an amazing achievement, and everyone involved with that Sea Mountain Racing team must be commended, because at one stage they actually had 3 cars running as well.
Yeah, it is awesome. Fantastic stuff. Big racing in New Zealand for speed cars. It's a fantastic area to run midget racing across there in the land of the long white cloud, you could say, for the orders. Take a deep breath here, Speedway fans. You've got Adam Clarke out in front, Michael Pickens second, Mark Brown third. That's your top 3 so far. You want in some word from race control here. Just bear with us for just a couple of moments. Word coming through. Lights will go out this lap. A bit of discussion here between some cars in the mix here. So there's Clarke in car 9, Pickens in car 4. Back to Brown. That's Young, Cooper, Weesey, Edge. Behind them is Grant Draney, Darren Jenkins, Luke Dillon behind there also. The lights are out. 26 laps remaining of the Speedcar Super Series Grand Final. Orange cone is the new mobile start right in front of us here on the start-finish line. Clarke, Pickens and Brown, your top 3 out of 4 green.
Yes, our race leader gets on the hammer very quickly. And have a look at Mark Brown looking to the inside of our second place runner Pickens. They couldn't get the move to second. In fact, now he's under pressure. Back there for 3rd and 4th by the number 6 of Matt Young. And also Young is coming under attack from the 7 of Mark Cooper. This is a great race up front, but the 2 Seamount cars just edging away slightly. In fact, make that Adam Clarke edging away from the 4. But have a look further back. We've got 2x2 formation flying between Ben Weesey, also Edge, and also the 2 of Grant Draney. Those guys are having a great battle. Also the 21 of Jenkins now getting involved as well. That's trapped for around about 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th really raging on, but our race leader Adam Clarke is in cruise mode at the moment, and he heads into turn number 1 and 2. Second is still Michael Pickens, then it's Mark Brown, and then the number 6 machine of Matt Young. That's how it's run for most of the duration so far, and in behind him is Mark Cooper in car number 7.
Weesey had 2 wheels off the deck back there with the car of Darren Edge. He's now feeling the heat from Darren Jenkins in car 21 as the leaders now go through turn 3 and 4, put in some lap cars into their misery. Now out of turn number 4, so the order is Clarke, Pickens, Brown back there still in 3rd, then it's Young, Cooper, lap car of Wandin, then it's Weesey, Grant Draney, Darren Edge, Darren Jenkins. Look at this busyness through the back straight away there. Royce Wandin's just trying to hold his race line. Oh, car spins up towards the fence. It's going to be Darren Edge. The Darren Edge in car 73, I think from this point he was in that lap group there with Ben Weesey and Grant Draney, but it's for a full red light on the speedway. A touch of wheels and it sent the number 73 car up towards the wall underneath the Hoosier sign.
Yes, the car just got sideways there, backed it in, and just the impact of the concrete wall just gently tipped over that number 73 car down there in turn number 3. But those guys in that group were having an awesome battle.
That was a great battle, wasn't it? Absolutely great to watch between Weesey and Grant Draney was starting to come as that mix. Throw in Darren Jenkins also. But unfortunately for Darren Edge, he's ended upside down there in turn number 3. Full red lights on the speedway. Cars are pulled up basically in racing position, as you can see on the back. So looks good down the back. So have a look at the 2 leaders down the back. So it's like, pause.
It's
not there.
In fact, it's the first trio there. Mark Brown's also pulled up, probably just letting the guys know that I'm back there. I'm the guy that's in behind. So perhaps a little bit of mind games being played there on the back straight away. But tell you what, it's basically the 2 Seamount cars out in front and best of the rest is Mark Brown at the stage.
That's worthy of a picture. I'm just having a look through the binoculars up here at the Tower of Power. That'd be a great action shot right now. The top 3 parked next to each other underneath the Martelco hire sign in this closed red situation. We've still got 20 laps up on the board as they pull the number 73 car, Darren Edge, off the speedway.
Looks like Paris is making his way down to the Darren Edge machine down there in turn number 3. Hopefully he'll have some information for us very shortly, but we're just having a little bit of a joke about that situation on the back straight. You could probably take that photo, put it on the internet and say that was the first 3 battling for the lead.
You'd become a photographer of the year, wouldn't you?
You certainly would.
Yeah, it's fascinating. See, that's a great shot there. Charlie Kovacs has just touched on it too next door. It's just like, snapshot. What a shot that would be too underneath the Martelco hire sign.
Yeah, unfortunately, just down here having a look at the New South Wales 73 car. And the thing that's going to keep that car from completing the rest of the race for Tarrant Edge is a broken right shock absorber. So something so small will keep this car out of the remaining 21 laps of the race. That's unfortunate for the young fellows come all the way from New South Wales.
Yeah, keep in mind too, it was a fairly good hit when he went in down there to turn 3 also, so to have a broken shock absorber, well, it's really par for the course for one of those sort of incidents. He hit the wall reasonably hard underneath the Hoosier sign, so unfortunately that's the breaks in motor racing, so Tarrant Edge out of this event. A closed grid on the Speedway at this stage, as we said earlier in the night, no crews are permitted out onto the Speedway at this stage, and the yellows have now come back on, so no cars can be altered with now. This is the way it should go, with 21 laps up on the board. It will be Clarke from Pickens and back to Brown in 3rd place. How to know that? He's got to look down the back straight away.
And in behind them we probably should see the 6, I think, of Matt Young, also the 7 of Mark Cooper. And then in behind them it could be anyone, because that's where that battle was developing between, of course, Grant Draney and also Edge, and also Ben Weesey. I suspect it's probably Ben Weesey in behind the number 7 of Mark Cooper.
There's a couple of black cars in between those guys too, so I think you're right. Ben Weesey would slot into that mix. We'd have Grant Draney behind him, and then probably Darren Jenkins.
I would think so, but of course we're not lap scorers, we're not officials, all we do is call the action, but...
yes, we're less intelligent.
Yeah, we'll leave that to someone else to make those sort of decisions, but that's how we've seen it at this stage of the event so far.
Yeah, just had a... If you can hear me, guys, I just had a quick word with Tarrant Edge in the 73 car, and he just said that the back of the car seemed to broke away a little, got a little bit sideways, and he believes he may have got a clip from the rear which sent him over. I was unsighted on that. Maybe you guys could clarify it. But disappointed Tarrant Edge. That brings his night to an end here tonight at Speedway City.
Royce Wandin just started his own smoke machine party down here for the front straight, celebrating the race with 21 laps still to go.
It certainly did, just being pushed away. It's, as you mentioned, a very smoky start to the restart.
Look at it.
Not to see whether it goes any further or not, but good to see the South Australian guys out there that may not have the best equipment here tonight. They're definitely not racing against the likes of Clarke and Pickens, etc. But they're just carrying some laps, and that's what it's all about, just getting out here, supporting the class, and just having some fun out there.
Absolutely. They're giving their 100%. You're racing against guys like Clarke and Pickens and Mark Brown and those guys. It's very hard competition. These guys are professional race car drivers, so running that company is very, very good indeed.
They're probably just enjoying the fact they're out on the same track as guys
exactly.
like that.
Yes, you can't buy that sort of experience. You have to come out here and learn it yourself. I know Kim Driesener was debating the issue during the week about coming out and racing with these guys, having been a little bit slower than the rest of the field, but you're not going to get race miles watching it from the spectator fence. It's best to get out there and learn with them. Luke Dillon also out there in the 3rd of the Breaker Valvoline entries down there, recently acquired during the past week or so.
Yes, of course, that was the ex-Tony Elliott car that was campaigned by the Americans during the summer here in Australia, and recently purchased by Gary Dillon's brother Steve. So hopefully we might see Ben Dillon bolting into that car in the next year or so, but it's not really confirmed at the moment he's going to actually drive it. So Luke just decided to have a steer tonight.
Why not? Blow the cobwebs out. Perhaps not going to have too many cobwebs in it for sure. After Tony Elliott's been in the car, there's no doubt about that. Former Australian Speedcar champion, one of the first Americans in fact to win the Australian Speedcar Championship at this very venue a couple of years back now. Corey Cruisman, another one that got up there and won the Australian Championship. And Stephen Graham, who unfortunately is not here tonight after having that massive crash at Parramatta City Raceway.
He has been released from hospital, which is great news.
Good to hear, isn't it?
Yeah, Stephen Graham, one of Australia's best ever Speedcar drivers, has an impeccable record at Parramatta. I think he's won close to 40-odd feature events there, and that's just an amazing achievement.
Yeah, of course, son of legendary Barry Graham, former Grand Nationals racer, former NASCAR racer, teammate to Max Dumsey back in the John Sidney Racing Valvoline days at the Goodyear Thunderdome.
Yes, he used to spend many hours watching Barry Graham, the Thunderdome, and also over here at Adelaide International Raceway. But that was a formidable team. John Sidney was with Max Dumsey and Barry Graham. Those two cars were unstoppable.
Light years ahead. The two lights are on here at Speedway City with the Speedcar Super Series. There's nothing changed at the front there. It's still Clarke, Pickens, Brown, back to Young, Cooper and Ben Weesey. That's your top 6. Still with 21 laps up on the board. The lights are out now. Clarke and Pickens. Brown and Young, Cooper and Weesey, back to Grant, Draney, Darren Jenkins. 21 up on the board. The boys get on it nice and early. Green. Down to turn 1, Clarke. Pulls a little bit away from Michael Pickens. Mark Brown buys into the argument too as they head down the back straightaway on the resumption of hostilities here for Speedcars in their Super Series Grand Final here tonight, thanks to Brecker Chassis. Down into turn 1 again. It's the two Breckers out in front of both Clarke and Pickens. Brown now fading back. Look at the battle for 4th and 5th on in earnest. You can see Cooper went to the high side in turn 2, but was hung out to dry. Now the battle beginning for 3rd, 4th and 5th. Brown now starting to feel the heat as the two Brecker Valvoline cars start to check out.
Yes, they certainly do, but as you mentioned, the battle already is now for 3rd, 4th and 5th between Mark Brown and also the number 7 of Mark Cooper and the 6 of Matt Young as they go into turn number 1 and 2. Pretty good battle going on. Contact and up and over. Big crash down there in turn 1 and 2. Looks like that could be the 21 of Darren Jenkins. Just clipped the back.
He's gone in hard too, Phil. That was a big hit.
Certainly hadn't washed off all that much speed before hitting the concrete. Went in there at a great rate.
It's not Royce Wandin, is it?
I think it is.
The crowd are not going to be enjoying this down the front straight. And Royce Wandin has started the barbecue one more time in front of us down here. We can't see turn 1 for the smoke at this stage, but Darren Jenkins has gone in hard in the 21. He rode a wheel, and that's just the most scariest thing for a speed car racer, is the riding the wheel factor. They're racing so hard, when they clip wheels, it's always going to end up in tears like that. But that was a hard hit, right down where the crowd of kids are, where the car went in. That was a big hit.
Yeah, good news from where I am, Darren. Put your hands together for Darren Jenkins, everyone, come on! Huge ride there by DJ. Great to see he's okay. Unfortunately, the car looks a little worse for wear, but the most important thing is DJ got out of the car by himself.
It's always a good sign, Paris Charles. Thank you very much down there on the infield. Darren Jenkins out. That's just the advancement of speed car technology. You have to say, a few years ago, that would have been a quite more violent incident. But that car certainly went in hard. But great to see Darren Jenkins out of the car. And again, Phil Ovenoff and the team from Gawler Motor Wrecking have got some more customers for their service. Well, still 19 laps up on the board. Another closed red situation at this stage.
Just quickly, Matt, I'm down here with Darren Jenkins. Darren, coming into turn 1, mate, just quickly, what happened from inside the cockpit? What was it from your point of view?
Yeah, I just went in on the outside of Grand Draney and he moved up and nowhere to go. One of those things.
Other than that, mate, how's the Speedcar Super Series been for you so far?
Not so good this year, but hopefully we'll have a better run next year.
And how did you find Speedway City tonight?
A little bit rough in the feature race here, particularly in turn 1 and 2, but probably should have left the track alone, not graded it, but that's the way it goes.
Thank you very much, Darren. Come on, boys and girls, put your hands together one more time. Darren DJ Jenkins! Just quickly down here on the infield also is the Kiwi kid, Stevie Walsh. Stevie, how's your night, mate?
Yeah, I think we qualified too good, which put us to the rear of the field on our grid, so we couldn't really pass on the stretch. But if we didn't qualify so good, maybe we would have been up the front, and that's where we would have stayed.
Stevie, how are you enjoying Australia this year? You've come across. How is it different from racing in New Zealand?
Well, I haven't raced in New Zealand for about 2 years, so yeah, it's fun over here. Like, I've met a lot of nice people. I'd like to thank Peter and Kerry Burke for giving me this car to drive. I'm actually going home tomorrow so I can start packing my bags and go up to America.
Of course, that'll be to run the sprint car at Knoxville, is it, Stevie?
Yeah, we'll do about 40 or 50 shows around Iowa, then I'm hoping to get a ride at Sun Prairie, about 20 shows there, so I'm not sure what's going to happen there, but we'll just keep our fingers crossed something good comes of it.
Steve, thanks for your time.
Thanks, buddy.
Matt, back to you.
Yeah, thank you, PC, down there on the infield. Keep us informed of what's going on. Well, 19 laps still up on the board here for the Speedcar Super Series. A wild ride for Darren Jenkins down there in turn 1. He's out of this event. Getting set for a restart now, up on the board. Put everyone by surprise, including flag wave of Scotty McIntosh. Clarke and Pickens up the white line. Bit of a slower start by these two. Green. Brown still in third now. Dives down for second on the restart. He's got Cooper behind him, Young, Weesey, and there's a battle going on between Draney and another car going down there towards turn 3 and 4, but the leaders, it's Clarke, Pickens, Brown, Cooper, back to Young, Weesey, Dillon. Then the 8 car of Timmy Crouch back there also. Grant Draney was the big loser. They went back 3 spots on the restart with the leaders coming through onto the front straight away now. They're starting to stretch their legs a little bit now down into turn 1.
Yes, they certainly are with the battle for third, fourth and fifth starting to rage again. Have a look at the group of South Australians back there. Luke Dillon. And the 5 of Ben Weesey is pulling out as we speak. And the 8 of Tim Crouch also involved in there. Having a great night for the skins here tonight is Tim Crouch in car number 8.
But
look at this! Challenge for the lead, side by side down the back straight away. And Michael Pickens is our new race leader in turn number 4. These two Seamount racing cars have been turning it on here tonight. They've been well and truly worth the admission price to see these two guys alone. As they head down the back straight away, it is now Michael Pickens, the New Zealander, and the Super Series Championship leader is our new leader in turn number 4. Adam Clarke in the second spot, Mark Brown in car number 42. Then it's the 7 of Mark Cooper. But those two yellow machines are just out in front, battling and doing as they please, taking in turns at the front. And at the moment it's Michael Pickens in car number 4.
I couldn't believe Pickens, Phil, the way he did that pass on Adam Clarke. He had 4 wheels off the deck when it happened through turn 1 and 2. He's now comfortably leading. They've just put a lap down on Kim Driesener at car number 95. As they hit the front straight away. Mark Brown has also not lost touch, but I can tell you now the top 3 is closer than what we were seeing between 3rd and 4th now. As they go down the back straight away now, Brown, plenty of power aboard the number 42 as they hit turn 3 and 4 in the front straight away. Pickens is the leader. Clarke is second after leading for so many laps. Brown is third, back to Cooper. Young, there's a lap car, there's Dillon behind them, and the 21 car, of course, that'll be 24 of Grundy.
It's just keep an eye on the number 9 of Adam Clarke out of turn number 2. The car's been pulling wheel stand as it comes off that turn to see if he does it once again. No, a lot more drive out of turn number 2 this time. Once again, Clarke to the top side. Michael Pickens to the inside. This is sensational stuff here at Speedway City. Have a look at Clarke through the car into turn number 1. On the top side, he's got him down the back straight away. He says, anything you can do, Michael Pickens, I can do it as well. Pickens back up the inside. You can see this possibly ending in tears between these two. They are going at it, hammer and tongs in turn number 1 and 2. Entertainment plus here at Speedway City. Clarke is the leader, Pickens in second. Then we've got Mark Brown in car number 42, rounding out the top 3. Then we go back to the 7 of Mark Cooper. But what about Adam Clarke and Michael Pickens? They are putting on a show to remember.
Coming out of turn 4, this time we've still got 7 laps remaining. The leaders, have a look at this, been breathtaking stuff. We're watching Clarke on screen down to turn 1. He's coming up behind Troy Jordan in car number 11 as they hit the back straight away. He goes underneath the lap car. Oh, hold your breath. He's got a bit of gap between himself and Pickens, but he needs to get through this lap traffic because, of course, these cars don't have rear vision mirrors, so he's trying to stretch this gap as much as he can get. Pickens has now got 2 lap cars now between himself and teammate Adam Clarke. Mark Brown is falling out of this mix as now Pickens splits the 2 lap cars as they come through. 4 laps remaining as they come past the start-finish line. So Pickens, clear racing room now between himself and leader Adam Clarke.
Yes, down the back straight away. The next car to go a lap down will be the 25 of Nathan Smee. But with only 3 laps remaining, he may come into play right at the wrong time for our race leader Adam Clarke. Second is still Pickens, then a long way back now to the 42. Who threads the eye of the needle down there in turn number 1 past the 2 lap cars. Action further back to Mark Brown turning on as well. Cooper is a safe 4th. 2 laps now remaining for Adam Clarke and Michael Pickens in car number 4. Clarke gets a little sideways there. Pickens closes a bit out of turn number 2. White flag will be this time around. Can Adam Clarke, the 8 of Tim Crouch, very sideways in front of our 2 leaders. Right on the tail tank now is Michael Pickens as they go down the back straight away for the final time. Matt Naulty, we're in for a classic finish.
Half a lap remaining now. Watch these 2 cars. Final sequence of turns. The grand final of the Speedcar Super Series. Up the final turn, Clarke wins. Clarke wins by car length. Second will be Pickens. Back to Brown in 3rd place. Well, the rest of the field I'm trying to pick up as they come through at this stage. It will be the car of Cooper. Behind him is Young in 5th place, but South Australia, what a fantastic run from these 2 team cars. Fantastic stuff. Show your appreciation on the front straight. They've turned it on tonight. Worth the price of admission alone. There's no doubt about that. Michael Pickens and Adam Clarke, take a bow. You are superstars here tonight at Speedway City. And Mark Brown, who finishes in for third place. 4 minutes 42.63 for the final 19 laps here tonight at Speedway City for the Speedcar Super Series. We've got trophy presentations coming up very, very soon. Phil, Michell, I'll leave it in your hands.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Matt and Naulty. How about showing your appreciation for these two pilots? Adam Clarke eventually with the win, but how about it right through the entire field? Great battle. But Michael Pickens and Adam Clarke put on a great show for you down the back straight away with a checker flag in hand. As you can see, Michael Pickens just pulls up alongside Adam Clarke and says, well done, that was a great drive. Down through turn number 3 and 4, the two Seamount Racing Team cars. Unofficial at this stage, but you'd think that Michael Pickens will win the inaugural Speedcar Super Series for 2005-2006. But a great performance from both those two guys as they head down the front straight away. As Matt Naulty said, that was worth the price of admission alone. What a super finish to the Speedcar Super Series here at Speedway City. Michael Pickens just doing a little bit of circle work there on the infield. That, of course, will be his prize unofficially as the series champion. That beautiful Breaker chassis down there located in turn number 1. But Matt Naulty now just making his way down to the infield for the presentations. Unofficially, as we saw them across the line, it will be Adam Clarke in car number 9, Michael Pickens in the 4 in the second spot, then the 42 of Mark Brown, the 7 of Mark Cooper, and then the 6 of Matt Young, and possibly the 1 of Luke Dillon, the last car on the lead lap, rounding out the top few cars there. That's how we saw it across the line, unofficially at this stage. Cars 9, 4, 42, 7, 6, and 1 in that order. As Matt Naulty's now just making his way down to the presentation area.
Mate, how good was that?
That was awesome, mate.
Just the atmosphere down here at the moment, they're just going to do the weigh-in for the cars, obviously. That's why there's a little bit of a hold-up in proceedings. We will get trophy presentations underway very soon. But a great crowd. What did you think, Speedway City? The speed cars away for a couple of years, but certainly know how to rock Speedway City when they get back. That was a great drive from those two cars out in front of Adam Clarke and, of course, Michael Pickens, who now is the champion for the Speedcar Super Series. Fantastic job.